This episode has been about bringing the past into the present. From lords and ladies to knights in shining armor, our final story looks at an organization that's bringing medieval history back to life.
Nice! That was pretty. Make me run out.
It's a scene straight out of Braveheart, but this is no movie. It's the Society of Creative Anachronism, or the SCA, and recreating the arts of the pre-17th century world is their goal. But the fighting is only one aspect of the SCA.
This is a group of really alive, caring, interested people. And it's so different from society at large that it fills a need in all of us for this kind of thing.
John Trimble and his wife Bijou are the Baron and Baroness of the Barony of the Angels, the SCA group in Los Angeles. They have been involved in the SCA for 42 years.
I'm not a craftsman myself, but I love seeing what other people do, and I love encouraging. There isn't anything this organization or people in this organization do that I don't enjoy, whether it's vicariously or whether it's because I'm a part of it.
This is why we're in the silly costumes. This is why, because it's a step back to when those ideals were formed and really put into true action.
The SCA was started in 1966 as a Renaissance fair and has since become a worldwide organization with over 30,000 members.
40 years ago it was a costume party, and it invited all of the Tolkien fans who wanted to figure themselves elves and dwarves and whatnot, and nowadays we're looking at the stuff, and the kit I'm wearing is pretty standard for a Byzantine Varangian of the 11th century. The scholarship in the SCA has gotten so much better over the years.
In addition to fighting, the SCA has evolved into a melting pot of trades.
Okay, I'm doing just embroidery on linen, linen thread. You need to work in short increments because it's a very fragile thread, and it's been around, thousands of years. I mean, they've got linen everywhere. So, and it's very handy, and it's fun.
I love doing freehand embroidery. I paint. I draw. I'm just really creative. Anything that I find that's creative, I want to learn how to do it. And that's kind of strange, but I'm always happy when I'm creating something.
3 hours north of Los Angeles, members in the Barony of Tarnmis meets at Morro Bay to build and repair their armor.
The one problem with this helm is this bridge right here is right next to your nose, and I took a pretty good hit right here at the top of the head, and it came down and bumped the bridge of my nose. Not very hard, but enough to where it was kind of like, okay, I need to make this chin strap better so it actually holds it on my head better.
Jed Depew has been a member for over a decade. He says the outfit, which members call a garb, is one of the most important aspects of the SCA. It gives the members historical authenticity.
Well, generally when you're wearing what we call garb, which is our costumes, you try to stick, if I'm going to be wearing 13th century French, I wear all 13th century French, or I try to, as much as I can. I don't wear, 9th century pants with 13th century shirt and a, 15th century hat. That would be kind of silly. Each person kind of finds one particular time period they really like, and that's what they like to focus on. And that's, we call it their persona. That's the period they like to reenact.
An important part of the garb is the armor.
There's a lot of safety that goes into this because we're hitting people with sticks really hard. So we have a very good safety record for our group. Everyone wants to be safe. No one wants to get hurt.
Well, the look up like a good hit.
Yeah, you can see underneath here. The sword comes in through here. It's going to hit the gorget rather than, him. We may have to hang something off the front of his helmet in case his head's back and the sword comes up underneath here.
Jed and his wife Rosie host an armor workshop out of their home every Friday. Rosie has many talents that make her valuable to the SCA. One of them is tablet weaving.
I'm actually making a belt for fighting in, and I'm just, it's actually chevrons. It's a double chevron, but pretty much pattern woven so I can make little eyes and just alternating colors.
In addition to crafts, music was an important part of the medieval period. Rosie is learning the recorder, an instrument that's been played for centuries. Equality is a main theme of the SCA, which is one thing that attracted new member Derek Martinez to the group, fulfilling a lifelong dream.
Ever since I was little, I always wanted to do sword fighting with armor and stuff as a knight. Mm-hmm. Then my brother recently, who had just went to Sacramento, found this society, and he found it by reliable tip-offs, and then here I am.
Have you started to train yet?
No, not yet. I still have a long way to go in order to make all this armor. But then I will learn to fight. Because you see, I don't fight fair. Nah, that's just an expression.
This makes a group that is safe for women and for children to play in, even if they are alone. It makes it safe for people who are handicapped to come and play without someone bullying them or taking advantage of them. Because this is kind of the basic credo of the entire organization.
One of the best fighters in Los Angeles is John Perkins II. At fighter practice in Arcadia, he helps his fellow members hone their fighting skills.
Is that it's looking like that face is a real big target right now. So you're gonna need to be a little bit more mobile, move it around more. Don't give me that nice line, cleaned up line. As soon as we're engaged, you need to be keeping it rotating around. Otherwise you're gonna see my stick somewhere where you don't want it. So, full speed?
Full speed. Good on the side.
Good on the side.
That's the side, that's the speed fulfill right there, right?
That's about the speed right there. That's about the nature of the speed. So we're trying to build up enough body momentum to actually be able to hit our opponent. You can't sit there and just go ahead and swing with an arm and assume that that's going to be enough weight behind it to hit somebody.
The rules are fairly simple. Chest and head shots are lethal, while hits anywhere else are just damaging.
Well, shot to the body or to the head, it's solid. It's going to be a hit and a kill. Basically, the person's out of the combat. Hit to the arm, lose use of the arm, drop whatever's in it, put it behind your back. In practice, oftentimes we go ahead and just put it behind our back because we're going to quickly turn around and do it again. Hitting the leg, drop down to your knees.
A shot to the leg has dire consequences.
Cut down that mobility.
What I'm trying to do right now is I'm one-armed and one leg. So if I get a chance or a lunge that I think will hit, I'm going to go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to try and take either his leg and get us on an equal footing, or try and be defensive and hope he opens something up.
The fighters use a wide variety of medieval weapons, from 9-foot spears to two-handed axes.
I did it like this. Felt like it bounced off at an angle.
Yeah.
And SCA members aren't embarrassed to call themselves nerds.
Do you guys consider yourself nerds?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I suppose there's computer geeks and then there's armor geeks. You know?
Oh, it comes right down. Comes right down to it.
Yeah, there are multiple levels of geekdom that overflow into the SCA.
We're dangerous nerds.
Sure. Yeah. Good luck.
That's it for this episode of Impact. Be sure to check out our website at www.uscimpact.org. Now let's take a look at some of our upcoming stories.
I would say the biggest misconception is people are expecting them to be these huge, monstrous things, and they're disappointed when you show them a Venus flytrap and the trap is an inch long, and we're expecting something that maybe they could stick their hand in and, be like a bear trap or something.
I would be practicing on learning to do a certain weave and couldn't get it, and dream about it. And get up in the middle of the night and think, I have it.